Welcome back to Only Talk Sports, and today we have the SEC preview and prediction in football in 2022. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Now, I've done a preview and prediction on every single Power 5 conference so far. Go and check those videos out if you want to see what I think on those teams and those leagues. So starting out in the SEC, I've got Mississippi State, Mike Leach. He's a great coach. He was good at Texas Tech. He was good at Washington State and what he built with Gardner Minshew. Now he's at Mississippi State. Will Rogers is the quarterback he's got now. They're slinging it all over the field. He's got a great air raid attack, passing all over the field. But I got him going 6-6 in the tough SEC West, however, with losses at LSU, Texas A&M, lost at Kentucky, lost at Alabama, lost to Georgia, and lost at Ole Miss. Next, we have Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin, former Nick Saban assistant, former Tennessee coach, former USC coach. He's been pretty good at Ole Miss. Built them up a lot better than they were before. And their previous coaches, Jackson Dart or Luke Altmaier, is going to be their quarterback. They have not decided. I think it's going to be Jackson Dart. Zach Evans, transfer running back from TCU, is really good. I got them going 9-3 with losses at Texas A&M, lost to Alabama, and lost at Arkansas. Next, we have Texas A&M. I got them going 10-2. Jimbo Fisher being paid a lot of money. They want him to win more. He's been going 8-4 a lot, but I think they're going to do better this year and go 10-2. Max Johnson or Haynes King at quarterback. They have not decided yet, but both are capable options. I would probably go with Max Johnson, more experience, coming in from LSU. I got them losing to Arkansas on a neutral and loss at Alabama. Next, we have Florida. Billy Napier coming in from Louisiana Lafayette. Good coach. They're replacing Dan Mullen because Dan Mullen was not getting it done. They have a lot of talent at Florida, but they were not winning enough. Anthony Richardson at quarterback. He booted Emory Jones out of the job. I got Florida going 9-3 with losses at Tennessee, a loss to Georgia on a neutral, and a loss at Texas A&M. Next, we have Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Kirby Smart, he is a great coach. He's been winning. They got a lot of talent. Stetson Bennett at quarterback. People knock Stetson Bennett, say he's not an elite quarterback, but when you have an elite team, you can have a above-average quarterback and still win it all, as we saw last year. Brock Bowers at tight end, he's elite. Their defense is great, even though they lost a lot of that to the NFL. They're just going to replace it. I got Georgia going undefeated at 12-0. Next, we have Kentucky. Mark Stoops, he has made Kentucky a pretty good team. Kentucky's never really been good at football, but they've gotten a lot better under him. Even got it to the point where John Calipari and him are fighting over who's better at Kentucky basketball or football. Will Levis, quarterback. He was a former transfer quarterback from Penn State. He's pretty good. He's been exactly with the doctor order for Kentucky. And I think they're going to go 7-5 with losses at Florida, loss at Ole Miss, loss at Tennessee, loss to Georgia, and loss at Missouri. Next, we have Missouri. Eli Drinkwitz, he's their head coach. He's been decent. Needs to do better, though, if he wants to keep his job. I know the SEC is a tough place to play. Missouri is a tough school to win at in the SEC, but got to win more. Brady Cook is their new quarterback since Connor Bazelak transferred out to Indiana. I got them going 5-7, however, with losses at Kansas State, loss at Auburn, loss to Georgia, loss to Florida, loss at South Carolina, loss at Tennessee, and loss to Arkansas. Next, we have South Carolina. Shane Beamer is a great coach. You saw that in his first season. He has elevated South Carolina already in his first season. It's been incredible to watch. Spencer Rattler coming in from Oklahoma. They brought a tight end from Oklahoma over as well. Some defensive transfers coming in. I got them going 7-5 with losses at Arkansas, loss to Georgia, loss at Florida, loss at Kentucky, loss to Texas A&M, but they're going to be definitely an improved team. Next, we have Tennessee. Josh Heupel coming in, coach from UCF. He's been exactly what Tennessee has needed. Jeremy Pruitt getting fired and all those scandals they have, but he has elevated. Josh Heupel has Tennessee. Hendon Hooker, quarterback coming in from Virginia Tech. He's been excellent. I got them going 8-4, losses at LSU, lost to Alabama, lost at Georgia, and lost at South Carolina. But Tennessee is going to be better than they've been since the Peyton Manning era. Vanderbilt is up next. Unfortunately for Vanderbilt, as I've said in previous videos talking about this, they're an academic school. They have decent players, but they're just in the wrong conference competing on the field. Clark Lee, I think he's a decent upcoming coach, but it's going to be tough for him to get the job done at Vanderbilt. Last coach that did that was James Franklin, and he got the Penn State job. Mike Wright at quarterback, just announced to be their starting quarterback. I got them going 2-10 with losses to Wake Forest and losses to every single conference team. Up next, we have Alabama. Nick Saban. What else needs to be said? Nick Saban's getting a contract extension just because of his efforts at Alabama, and because Alabama's the number one team, and they want to pay him number one because Alabama's the number one team. They got the number one quarterback in Bryce Young. Some people would debate that. C.J. Stroud is better. I don't know. It can go both ways. C.J. Stroud might be the better NFL prospect, but Bryce Young, he's been a heck of a quarterback. Jahmyr Gibbs, they brought in as a transfer from Georgia Tech at running back, and Ja'Cory Brooks at wide receiver, and they have tons of other receivers. And they got Will Anderson on the defense and tons of other defensive players that are really good. They're going 12-0. They might lose a game out of nowhere. Same with Georgia, but I got both of them going 12-0. They're just too talented. They could lose. Anything can happen, but it's going to be tough for any team to beat them this year. I got Arkansas up next. Sam Pittman is an elite coach. This guy needed a head coaching job way earlier. He's a master motivator. He brings in talent. KJ Jefferson at quarterback, he's been a revelation. He could be the next Cam Newton. He's been fantastic. I don't want to put that label on him, but he can run, he can throw. Bumper pull on the defense is really good. I got them going 9-3 with losses to Alabama, a loss at Auburn, a loss at Mississippi State. Up next, we have Auburn. Brian Harsin at head coach. He's had a lot of controversy there. Auburn people don't really like him. I always thought it was an odd hire to bring him in from Boise State in the first place. It's just out of place. But hopefully he can get it done. But he's got a short leash at Auburn, though. Gus Malzahn got fired, and he did a much better job, and he still got fired. But Zach Calzada or TJ Finley at quarterback, I'll probably go with Zach Calzada. I know people like TJ Finley because he's 6'7", he can throw and all that. But Zach Calzada, he's done more when he's been in. He had the good game against Alabama, even though most people do give Alabama their best shot. But I would go with Zach Calzada. I do have them going 6-6 with losses at Georgia, loss to LSU, loss at Ole Miss, loss at Mississippi State, loss to Texas A&M, and loss at Alabama. But I don't know if that will be enough for him to keep his job. And the last team, we have LSU. Brian Kelly, another coach that's out of place. He was at Notre Dame. He decides to go to LSU, probably for money. He wants to see if he can compete in the SEC. But he's out of place. He's not a Southern guy, but we'll see if it works out for him. I hope it does. Jayden Daniels or Garrett Nussmeier quarterback. I'd probably go with Jayden Daniels. He has the experience at Arizona State, transfer coming in. I think he's a pretty decent quarterback. But that's the thing. He's decent, and I think LSU is going to take time to rebuild to where they were that year with Joe Burrow when they won it all. I got them going 7-5 with losses at Florida, lost to Alabama, lost to Ole Miss, lost at Arkansas, and lost at Texas A&M. So that is all the teams I have in the records in the SEC this year. I got Georgia and Alabama playing each other in the SEC championship game, both undefeated, unless one of them somehow loses to another team. And I got Alabama winning the SEC this year. They have the most talent. They got the most returning players. Georgia lost too much. They're going to be a good team, but they have the easier schedule. But Alabama is the better team, and I have them winning the SEC this year. Let me know what you guys think about my predictions down below. If I got these teams correct, whether I should have had some teams have a better record, some worse, whether Alabama's going to win the SEC or not. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of content. Like this video, and I'll see you next time.